Okay, so Bethesda just finished their showing for E3 2018. It's a pretty good showing actually. I was surprised. Last year I wasn't too thrilled about Bethesda showing. It was kind of boring. And while they did show some cool stuff, I wasn't too fond of presentation. Just they could have done better. This year they did a pretty good job, and they showed off some cool stuff. Some stuff I got a lot of the predictions that I put down right. So let's go through this. So Pete Hines came out. They opened up with Rage 2. Now I had not seen the Rage 2 trailer at all, so I was kind of like, wait, what? When I just see Andrew WK just come out of here, start going crazy, singing to an audience that really could just not care or not really get into it, because he's performing, going all crazy, and in the audience there's like one guy who's just like, huh? Who just does not care. Like, but that's generally a lot of these conferences. People, if there's like a performance of some type, the band who's on stage is always feeling it, and then they cut to the audience always, and it's always like one guy there, just like, just, I'm not feeling that solo. I'm just not feeling it. I'm gonna wait and see if there's one. Okay, there's that guy right there. He's feeling it, but. Okay, it's kind of funny with the music playing I have and just going over it. Okay, enough besides. I got a lot of stuff to get through. So yeah, they showed off Rage 2. They showed off some gameplay of it. Gave a more in-depth look at it, and it's looking pretty promising so far. I didn't play too much of Rage 1. I didn't see too much of it, but this looks a bit better in certain aspects, and they're probably gonna do some weird stuff with this. Like, I think some of the things they're doing with the combat seem kind of all right. So I'm definitely gonna have this on my watch, and it comes out next year. Which a lot of the Bethesda stuff is coming out early next year or mid-year, with some stuff coming out this year as well. So yeah, they focused on Rage 2 a bit. Then they went into actually, yes, so laggy. I'm so sorry. But yeah, they focused. They did move the focus over onto the Elder Scrolls MMO. Now I'm not the biggest MMO person, but they announced like a new expansion, how they're adding stuff to the game. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, there was a card game. I think Elder Scrolls Legends, and they're updating that, bringing it to consoles. So, but yeah, they focus Elder Scrolls MMO, like I said. They then went into Quake Champions, which I haven't been the biggest Quake person in a long time. Like, I think the first 3 Quake games were great, and then I kind of stopped. But yeah, this is getting like some free trial thing from like now to June, I think 15th. And I actually forgot one. I feel bad. So Doom is back. They are making a sequel to Doom called Doom Eternal. I am very excited. I loved Doom. So that is cool. What was it? This was Quake. And also, we didn't see too much of Doom Eternal. They said it's going to be coming, more footage coming QuakeCon. So when that comes, that's going to come. They then transitioned into Prey, which is getting a bunch of different single-player stuff. DLC is getting a new game mode. It's getting like survival stuff. It's also getting a VR mode and expansion at some point. It's like its own separate contained thing that's coming at some point, either this year or later. They didn't really say. Oh yeah, this segment went on way too long, and it became awkward. It's like, okay, you can cut out. Like, the joke is over. So the Machine Games came out. People of Wolfenstein 2 talking about a new expansion, or not even an expansion. I think it's its own game, but a new Wolfenstein game coming next year. Don't know too many details about it, but it's coming 2019. This is when they talked about like the VR stuff that's coming for Prey, and with the new Wolfenstein, which are its own self-contained experiences. And now we get to the Todd Howard portion of the conference. This is probably the better part of the conference. Todd Howard, I guess, wants to start his stand-up comedy. Right now, he's getting some practice in on the stage because he was cracking a lot of jokes here. And this is officially the self-aware Bethesda conference, because they made jokes about Skyrim, which was probably one of the best. For me, the best part of the conference was this little skit of Skyrim being playable on the Alexa and being playable on like a pager and your smart fridge. It's like, oh, look at Bethesda getting self-aware. And then near the end, Todd Howard's making jokes about bugs and like, oh, our game's got bugs. But in this segment, they went and gave a fuller, detailed like talk of Fallout 76, talking about like, yes, it is confirmed to have the online multiplayer. So the online multiplayer rumor was true. Now you can play with 3 of your other friends, and your worlds are connected. The equipment you have on your game is going to come over, and it's going to have the building components from Fallout 4. So it's kind of like a Fallout 4 reskin in a way, with like just newer components. I said a lot at the end of my reaction. I'll condense it. I hope the RPG elements come back. I hope it's more of a reliant on that than the combat heaviness of Fallout 4. And that certain aspects in the dialogue tree are definitely changed and brought back to its roots, because it doesn't work out with a talking player. But we'll probably find more of that out closer to release. So this stuff here looked fine. Beta. There's going to be a beta eventually coming to it to test out the multiplayer component of it. You can register. Fallout Shelter is also coming PS4. It's coming to the Switch, which I actually kind of dig this announcement, because I only played a little bit of Fallout Shelter on my phone just because it was way too tough playing that game on an iPhone 4. So being able to play it on a Switch, and especially on like a TV blown up, like I'm actually going to enjoy that. So that'll probably be the time when I give Fallout Shelter another try. So that was actually a cool announcement. And then Todd then moved over into talking about another experience that they're working on, Elder Scrolls Blades, a Elder Scrolls game made exclusively for phones. It's supposed to be like a full-on Elder Scrolls game that you can play on your iPhone and Android and that. And I was kind of just like, I thought it was cool, but I just didn't like the mobile aspect of it, because controls, if you played a mobile game, are not the best, and especially games like this, it's hard to move. And with a game like Elder Scrolls, there's a lot of buttons, so I'm sure they probably have like tested it to get it perfect. But the part that actually got me excited was when they said that this game is gonna have it's gonna be on PC, it's gonna be on consoles and VR headsets especially. So you're gonna see it on like a Samsung VR, a PSVR, and like HTC Vive, and how you can play players on VR and then be on the phone. So that part of it got me excited. I was like, okay, this is kind of the cool stuff here. Like, maybe I'd actually play this on a console, because I have an actual controller and can play regularly. Unless they had like some controller adapter for iPhone, like a Bluetooth that worked, then I'd be all right. But they announced that it's coming out at some point this year, probably fall. That was cool. And then they ended it off with 2 bigger surprises. They pretty much talked about, like, we've got some stuff in mind for the future. Some games that we're working on, but it's going to take a while. The first of these, which is a game that I still do not... I know it's Star, but I do not know the last word of it. I'm going to watch this to get the last word. A game called Starfield is a new IP, which the crazy thing about it is that is the first, like, new IP they've done in 20 years, which is an insane statement. But it's a new IP. I'm actually looking forward to it. I kind of want to see what they're going to do with it. I like it when developers start new IPs and do different things outside of the norm. So I'm looking forward to what Starfield will be. They then ended it off with a teaser that everybody kind of knew was coming. But, well, not that. If I can get to it. Don't do it like I'm doing it. It's not easy. But yeah, he gave a very, very short teaser. If that Elder Scrolls 6 is in the works to some degree. I don't know if it's in development, if it's just they want to show that it's coming at some point, but Elder Scrolls 6. So yeah, that was pretty much the conference. And it was kind of cool seeing this. It's like, okay, at least we know it's coming now. They don't have to worry about being in the speculation. I don't think this is going to be till like 2020 or 21. But we'll see it at some point in the future. And that was pretty much the show right there. Overall, Bethesda did a pretty solid job. I give it like probably a very low B, but like they showed off some cool stuff. Outside of a few moments that were a little awkward, like everything else was fine. Like I'm interested in Rage. I have a slight interest in Fallout 76, very, very slight. And I'm hyped for some more Doom whenever that comes out, so it'll be cool. So yeah, that's gonna be it for my recap of the Bethesda show. Next, Devolver Digital. I don't know if there'll be enough stuff to watch that. If I am gonna watch it, but if I do, you'll see it. If you don't see a video about the Devolver, then that means I didn't record it. So that means the next one will be the Square Enix conference. So I'll see you at either Devolver or Square. Bye.